Hey, how you doing? David Taub here with Epic Guitar Instruction. Hope all's going well. Hope your guitar and musical journeys are going famously. And today we're going to learn how to play the song My Friends by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And we've stripped this down for one acoustic guitar. Now on the original recording, it sounds to me like there's actually two acoustic guitars playing. One in standard tuning and one in what sounds to me is drop D tuning. Because I hear those low notes, and you could hear it if you listen to that recording. So the way that I've set this up and arranged it, I think it's for one guitar works best if you just play everything in standard tuning. I tried it in drop D, and while you do get that low D note and you have those other licks you could put in, it creates some issues when you go to the chords later in the chorus and in the bridge section. So I think overall, to cop the feel of the song, what would be best for one guitar is we'll go with standard tuning, low to high, E, A, D, G, B, E. And the song structure-wise is a lot of repetition. Basically, it breaks down to three parts. There's the intro and the verses, which is all the same progression. It repeats each for each verse. There's a chorus section, which is the same every time. And then there's a little bridge section, and that's it. So you get these three sections down. You'll have the whole song. I'm going to go over them one at a time. I'm going to show you the chords and the strum patterns, and we're going to rock this out. If you haven't yet, can you please subscribe to the channel? Subscribing to the channel, that really helps us to keep bringing the content. And also then you'll be alerted when we have a new lesson posted, right? Leave a comment below. We would really appreciate your feedback and insights. Let us know how you like this lesson or what lessons you'd like to see coming up, what gear you'd like to see reviewed. If you like the video, please like it. Give it a thumbs up and share the video, and we thank you so much for your support. So let's start with the intro, which is the same as the verses, and there's 5 chords that you're going to know, and I want to give you a way to finger these chords to make it easier, because there's a lot of arpegiation going on with the notes, and then hammer-ons and pull-offs, and we'll get to all that. But try to finger the chords in the way I'm going to show you. This is the way I found that it's easiest. The first chord you'll need is a D sus2. And finger it with your first finger on that G string at the 2nd fret and your 3rd finger on the D note on the B string. Because you got to hold all the chords down while you're striking the notes, right? And we're also going to be strumming a lot like that too to fill up the sound, because I'm kind of arranging it for one guitar. Try it like that, D sus2. The next chord, just add your 2nd finger on the D string to that F note, which is at the 3rd fret. And that's a D minor add 9 over F chord. Then the next chord you want to play is a G over B. Take your first finger and just come up to the 2nd fret to that B note. Leave your 3rd finger down. And that's a G over B. It's kind of like a little piece of a G chord, but we're putting a B in the bass, but this B note 2nd fret here. But use that with your first finger. So the fingerings I want you to use are this. Right? And then add that, leave your 2 fingers down, and then add that 2nd finger. You can kind of hear the chords, right, as the melody. And then just pick up the 2nd finger and first finger up to the B note for the G over B. Okay, and then the last chord, we're going to add our 2nd finger to the 3rd fret on that C note on the A string, and then D string, and you have a C add 9 chord. You might know that. Then the next time around the progression, you're going to need this chord, which is your basic G major chord. So those are the chords for the intro and all the verses. Let me play it for you once around. And this is kind of what he's doing on the intro to the song. Before the verse comes in, it'll sound like this. Basically, that is the intro. It goes right into verse 1, and every verse after, it's pretty much the same thing. Now, I played a specific pattern like he was doing in the intro, and I'm going to show you that. But then I started mixing it up, and that's what they're doing on the record. They kind of mix up the pattern. And because we're only using one guitar, not two, there's no bass. I mean, the arrangement is just the solo acoustic. We have to kind of fill up the sound. So I started to strum the chords more. And I think that's what carries best in the song if you hit those chords, especially the lowest note or bass note in the chord, right on the beat. Think of it like a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So on those numbers or the beats is each time you're going to hit the chord change. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That number, when I did this, that's where you want to hit the lowest note in the chord or the bass note. So for the first, we're strumming that D sus2 chord. Notice I start hitting that low D note, open string. Then what you want to do, and by the way, I'm going to tab out exactly what I did there for you so you can see that on the screen. Right? So you leave that chord down and then you add that F note with your second finger. And there you are. Then you're right into that D minor add 9 over F. So on 3, you're hitting that B note. Slow. I just kind of strum the chords. 1 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 2, 4 and 2. Right? So you're kind of going 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is you're getting to that C add 9 chord. So real slow. Right? So practice it first, then you can get the, you can get all the little nuances like I was doing that hammer on and the hammer on here. But practice it just like really slow at first. Just kind of just downstrokes. Right? And then it repeats the first 2 chords. Then you go to G. Then to the C add 9. Okay? And then once you get that timing down, you could start. Right? You could start adding in all the little accents like I tabbed out. And I'll tell you what, I'll tab out 2 different patterns. Here's another one I'll tab out for you that they're doing. And you can kind of, combine them, play them, again, you have a lot of liberties which way you want to do it. When it starts to get into the song after the intro, I would strum the chords more because, again, we want to fill up the sound. Okay, and you could bring up and down the dynamics as the song goes on. Verses lead into the chorus. All the choruses are the same. Here's the chords. This is the part where it goes, I love all of you, right? So it's C on the I. The love is a C major 7th. Just take your first finger off that C and you have a C major 7. All of you is an A suspended 2nd. I'll show you the strum pattern I use in this in a second. And then back to C for the hurt. By is D. The storm is A major. I mean the cold, A major. And then he repeats it. Same exact changes. So hard, C major 7th. A sus2 is lonely, 2. Back to C when you don't, D, and then A, know yourself. Right back into the verse. So now you know the verses and the choruses. It's just verse, chorus, right? And then there's an interlude section. Now the interlude, the chords you're going to need to know, and don't be intimidated by some of the names of these. They're pretty easy. You're going to need, and they're in this order: E major, the G6. Now it's kind of like if you know a G bar chord, we're not barring though. Just take your first finger and hook it so it's playing the 3rd fret, the G note. So you want open, high E, open B. That's a G6. Move that shape down 1/2 step or 1 fret, and that becomes an F sharp 7 sus4. Move it down another 1/2 step, and then it becomes an F major 7 with a sharp 11. All 3 of those chords are played with high string E, high E string, and B string open. So you get that. Okay, from there he goes to just a C major. That's the release. B is peace. And then on the F chord. And then you go to an F chord. That's when it builds up. All of those are one measure each. The F chord is 2 measures. And if you're having some trouble with those bar chords and transitioning from opens to bar chords, I could really help you with that. I have a killer video lesson. I'll send it to you for free with my essential bar chord technique tips and bar chord changing tips. So much about getting these bar chords on point is to ensure that you're using the proper techniques, the most efficient ones. And I go over all of them in this video lesson. I'll send you that, and I'll also send you my ebook where I have a lot of the chord charts diagrammed out. There's more lessons, more exercises. It's a killer combination video lesson on the bar chords, ebook, send it to you for free. Just click on that link in the YouTube description box below. Let me play it for you, and I would just use downstrokes. You can count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's how kind of the cadence of it, right? So let me play it for you. It'll sound like this. Right back into another verse. At the end of the song on the recording, the verse chords kind of slow down and you can hear them really arpeggiated, and then that guitar in drop D is playing some licks. Obviously we don't have that, so just the way I would do it, I would just arpeggiate the chords slower, like you bring it down, and then end on the D sus2, you know, something like this. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. Such a fun song to play. You have a lot of liberty within that, you know, picking or arpeggiation pattern, or within strumming the chords. You know, make it your own. Put your own spin on it and have fun with it, right? And I thank you so much for joining us. Remember, subscribe to the channel. That really helps us to keep bringing the content. We'll notify you when we have new lessons out. Don't forget to click on that link in the YouTube description box below. I'll send you a free video lesson on my essential bar chord technique tips and changing tips. Also my ebook, just click below. And if you get a second, I just dropped a new record with my original band, Mindcell. I'm based out of San Diego here. It's a slamming record. I really love the way it came out. I think it's some of the best songs I've ever written. I would love your insights and feedback. Check it out. It's streaming on all the major platforms. I'll put those links in the description box below, as well as you can buy it on CD at CD Baby if you want it on CD. You could actually also download the whole record on Amazon. I'll put all that below. Check it out and let me know your thoughts. And stay tuned. I got lots more killer content and lessons coming up soon. I'm really stoked to share it with you. Thank you again so much for your support over the years and years. I so appreciate all your kind words and your emails and your posts. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I want to wish you the best on your guitar and musical journeys. Keep putting that guitar in your hands every day. Keep having fun with it. And remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. Take care and rock on.